Hi, I'm the List Girl and welcome to my video graphic journal.
Hi, I'm the List Girl, and true to the name, I'm a little bit obsessed with lists, of which this channel consists of 3. My bucket list allows me to come out of my comfort zone through experiencing new skills, hobbies, and activities, as well as introducing me to amazing new cultures and lifestyles. Then there's my personal upgrades list designed to help me pick up the traits and habits that I lack in order to grow and develop into a better person. And lastly, there's my career list to keep me on the track to success in both my YouTube career and my business of selling nerdy collectibles. But at the end of the day, I'm just a huge nerd somewhere on the spectrum with way too many hobbies, just trying to prove that life truly is what you make it.
So I have an online resale business where I sell nerdy collectibles. And I started my business because COVID happened, which means I kind of owe COVID that. Like a lot of people during this time, I lost my boring ass waitressing job. Lovely people, pointless work. I kept thinking about ways in which I could make money whilst enjoying what I do. YouTube is still very much part of that plan, but I just don't get shit for it yet. And thanks to my brother and his brilliant mind, I have started my own business. So Jonathan has started his own Depop business selling clothes, and he was making really good money. And he suggested I start a business on Depop as well. The only problem, I don't know shit about fashion or clothes. But one thing I do care for is video games, anime, and all things nerdy. When this all first started, I was spending a lot of time, and I mean a lot of time, playing online claw machines, and it was like real life claw machines, but online, and every time you won the prize, you were able to pay for the shipping so they could actually send you your prize. And I used those prizes as my first products being sold on Depop. It was a lot of plushies, mainly Pokemon. So plushies became one of my main products, as well as my old personal video games and figurines. Then I realized, hey, I need a brand. When creating my logo, I started off with the background as a claw machine, or the inside of a claw machine, because it was technically what inspired the stock for the beginning of my shop. Then I grabbed a PNG vector of a Pikachu, and then I just put it on top of the background, which had been blurred out, in a position where I thought was aesthetically pleasing. I then picked a font, typed the name, and voila, I had a logo. Since starting on this path of becoming an online reseller, I found my career, but I also refound myself. I've been an absolute nerd ever since I can remember. Since conception. I've been a video game collector since I was very little. I've played thousands of games, collected many a Pokemon cards. I've watched hours and hours of anime, read several mangas, even some comic books. At one point, I even owned every single one of the Tomb Raider games. In primary and secondary school, I didn't really have any friends until towards the end of secondary school. But until then, I had to have a way to keep myself occupied. Being autistic, when I did finally have friends, as amazing people they were, I would burn out very easily. I'd come home, turn my TV on, and play my games. And voila! Recharge. In other words, video games were one of my best friends. But I lost myself in becoming a minimalism, thinking that I needed to have, like, nothing to my name. Since living as a minimalist for over 2 years, I have learnt that the point of minimalism isn't to see how many items you can learn to live without. It's having intention in the items that you do own, making sure that they bring you value. And as I just explained, video games is how I recharge. Therefore, I am allowed to have video games. There isn't a one-way thing, no one rule to follow as a minimalist apart from being intentional. And it took me quite a while to learn that, and by the time I learnt that, I'd given away the majority of my video games. And so I kind of lost a huge chunk of who I am, a raging nerd. I lost a lot of my games, I lost a lot of my books. And despite how shitty COVID has been, I owe it my gratitude for helping me find myself again, for making me realise that I don't need to work a shitty 9 to 5 that A, burns me out, B, puts absolutely no value into my life, and that I get absolutely nothing from apart from money. And money is not everything. It made me find my career, and it helped me to refine my passions again. This is not to say that I'm no longer a minimalist, which I am. Things that come into my life have intention. They have meaning. They bring me happiness. Before I buy a new game to add to my considerably small collection in comparison to a lot of other video game collectors, I research every single one of them, and I make sure that I genuinely want it, that it will genuinely bring me happiness, and that I'm not just buying games here and there willy-nilly. This also means that my business is rather niched, that of selling nerdy collectibles, which is, as I just said, 100% me. And what's great is that I genuinely love my job. I work my own hours. It's basically play for me. It's a hobby, if you will, that I get to make money from. Enough money to support me, my family, and my life. And I have a great time. Now, my business has 2 shops, eBay and Depop. My eBay has literally taken off, but Depop is where I started. And since I started, I kept having these goals of how much I wanted to sell. But what really drives me and has drove me to do quite a lot in my life since the age of 16 has been my bucket list. And so I decided to add that goal to my bucket list, which was to sell 200 items on Depop. Over the last couple of months since becoming a reseller, which was last May, I have sold way over 200 items on combined shops, eBay and Depop. But as I said, the goal was to sell purely 200 items on Depop. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I completed my goal a couple of weeks ago. Insert clip here. I am literally one sale away from hitting my bucket list goal. I wish I could tell you that I've been really busy, but the matter of fact is, not leaving the house for over 3 months just does something to your mental health. And so I've been rather unmotivated. But hey, I'm doing it now. And as of the 21st of January 2021, I have so far sold 222 items on Depop alone, because eBay is an entirely different ballpark. And I kind of want to share with you like the best sales I've had since becoming a reseller. I have sold some crazy stuff. I'm talking pinball machines, I'm talking a giant Pikachu plush. I just sold this giant Pikachu. I've already packed it because I forgot to record it, but I've just sold it. Look at the size of this thing. And I also feel like the post office is going to absolutely hate me today because I've also got a pinball machine and a bag full of packages. Okay, let me get into this. This is so exciting. I sold a Batman talking plush for £17.50 when I had initially got it for £1 at a car boot sale. I also sold this Halo figurine for $15.99 when I got it, and from this huge toy bundle that I won on auction on eBay, which basically this thing cost me like 5p and I sold it for $15.99. I got these, how many were they? It was 13 comic books, and I'm pretty sure it was like 4 for £1 or something like that. And I got some other different comic books with it, but it basically cost me like £5. And I sold it all. Where'd it go? For £23. This was a pretty crazy sale. This was a book that Georgia previously owned. It was a deluxe edition, hardback, amazing copy. Georgia had already owned this, so basically it owed us nothing and we sold it for £35. I think the most amazing flip I've ever had was I sold a complete set of Harry Potter first edition hardbacks on eBay for £70, and I got them all individually for £1 at charity shops. The craziest flip I've had, but that was on eBay. This Harry Potter complete set that I sold for £25 is a funny story, because I had previously first sold it on eBay to some lady who then messaged me saying, hi, I'm quite confused about the product you sent me, because the DVDs were all covered in food. I have OCD, the DVDs would not be covered in food. And then she was like, the DVDs were all jumbled up in the wrong boxes. Again, I have OCD, that would not have happened. And then she was like, some boxes have like double discs. What do you plan on doing about this? And I was just like, trying to be as polite as possible. I was like, first of all, there is no chance that the CDs had food on it. Could you please supply me with a picture of this? And she was like, sorry, I don't have a picture, I've already cleaned it. I was like, okay, I'm sorry, but if I had bought something off the internet and it was gross when it arrived, I would have for sure taken a picture of it and been like, yo, sketch. And then the fact that like she was like, the CDs were all in the wrong boxes and some of them had doubles. Okay, you're gonna be annoyed that you have double discs and you can just put them in the right boxes, but thing is, they would have not been like that. And then she was like, can I get a refund? And I was like, sure, send them back first, and once they arrive I'll give you your full refund. And she was like, fine. She sent them back. They were all clean, and 2 boxes did have an extra disc, but genuinely when I sent them out they did not, so she must have just put them in to cover her own ass with all the stupid reasons that she had come up with. But anyways, she had previously brought them for 15. I was like, fine. As soon as they arrived, I just like removed the extra discs, where hey, I got 2 extra discs. Lol. Her loss. And I reposted it on eBay and Depop, and I put it up on Depop for 25, which is £10 more than she had previously bought it for. And literally like 2 hours later someone bought it for 25, and I was just like, but half of the discs in the bundle were mine, so half of it didn't cost me anything, and the other half I'd got it for like a DVD, like £1 each. There's like 8 DVDs, half of them were mine. I paid £4 and I sold it for 25. That was a pretty good deal. Sold a side up for 15. Sold 2 mud kips for 15. Every time I go on something and then press back, it like goes to the top of the list. I sold 2 mud kips for £13.50 each. I've sold 2 different coffins. One was a big one, the other one was a small one, and the small one was like a vintage 90s plush. I've sold the cutest, look at this, Togepi. Georgia really wanted to keep it, but by the time she was like, I wanted to keep it, someone had already brought it, and it was too late. This past year has been crazy. I've learned a lot about several different niches within my niche. I've learned a lot about comic books, about different animes, about learned lots about superheroes, Marvel, DC, and other like different lesser known superhero names. I've learned a lot about figurines, different types of Pokemon cards, some that do a lot better than others when selling. I've learned a lot about selling stickers, and I've sold like 3 different types of chess sets, like the Doctor Who, the Harry Potter, and now I'm like selling little Lord of the Ring figurines, which are also part of a chess set. And so it's crazy. I've sold loads of board games, loads of books, book bundles, and definitely a lot of video games. And I feel like I'm constantly learning. Obviously, it's just my first year of being an online reseller, but it's constantly just gaining new information about different niches, different brands, different products, testing things out. I'm constantly changing prices on things. But when it comes down to it, it's all just fun. There is no part of this job that I don't enjoy. I enjoy the listing. I enjoy the packing. I love the thrifting, the researching into different products, and searching for new bundles on eBay and Depop to resell. All of it. There is nothing about this job that I don't enjoy. And I am super happy. And the fact that it feeds me and my family, hell yeah, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. Hell yeah. As always, what excites me the most is the fact that I get to tick this little number off of my list. I am the list girl. And before I log off, I have just one question for you. What is your next adventure?